There once was a young seeker named Hiroshi, who spent his days tirelessly striving to win the approval of those around him. His parents, his teachers, his friends, and even strangers whose opinions he barely knew. Every decision he made, every word he spoke, and every dream he dared to entertain was weighed down by a single question: what will others think of me? His life, though outwardly successful, felt hollow and restless, as if he were living not for himself, but as a shadow cast by the expectations of others. One day, burdened by this invisible weight, Hiroshi journeyed to the mountains in search of the wise Zen master, old Tomo. The master was said to possess insight as deep as the ancient forests and as clear as the mountain streams. Hiroshi approached Tomo's humble hut, bowed deeply, and poured out his heart. "Master, I am lost. No matter how hard I try, I cannot satisfy everyone. I fear their judgments and seek their praise, but in doing so, I have forgotten who I am. How can I find peace?" Old Tomo listened quietly. After a moment, he beckoned Hiroshi to follow him along a winding path through the woods. They walked in silence until they came upon a clear pond, its surface reflecting the sky. Tomo picked up a stone and handed it to Hiroshi. "Throw this stone into the water," he instructed. Hiroshi obeyed, watching as ripples spread across the pond, distorting the reflection. Tomo spoke, his voice gentle yet firm. "You are like this pond. When the stone of others' opinions is thrown into your mind, your clarity is disturbed. You become lost in the ripples, forgetting your true reflection." Hiroshi frowned. "But Master, how do I stop caring about what others think? How do I find my own path?" The master smiled and pointed to a tree standing tall beside the pond. "See this tree? It does not bend to please the wind, nor does it shrink to avoid the sun. It grows as it must, true to its nature. The birds may nest in its branches or fly away. The tree remains the tree." Old Tomo turned to Hiroshi. "To live for others is to surrender your life to 1,000 winds. You become tossed about, never rooted. But when you are true to yourself, when you act from your deepest values and not from fear of judgment, you stand tall like the tree, unshaken by the storms of opinion." Hiroshi's eyes widened in understanding. "But what if people are displeased? What if I disappoint them?" The master knelt by the pond and cupped some water in his hands. "If you spend your days filling the cups of others, soon you will find your own well has run dry. But when you nourish your spirit, you become a source from which others can draw genuine inspiration. True kindness arises not from pleasing others, but from the fullness of your being." Hiroshi sat quietly, feeling the truth of the master's words settling in his heart. He realized that living for others was not the path to harmony, but a road to endless anxiety. To grow, to truly live, he must honor his own nature, speaking when he had something to say, acting when his heart called him to act, and accepting that not all would approve. As the sun set behind the mountains, Hiroshi thanked the master and began the journey home. Each step felt lighter, each breath freer. He understood now to stop living for others is not selfishness, but wisdom. It is to embrace your own life, to cultivate your mind, and to let your spirit grow untangled by the vines of expectation. In the silence of the mountains, Hiroshi found the courage to be himself, and in doing so, discovered a peace that no one else could give and no one else could take away.